In response to the report laid by the committee and their recommendations, and by virtue of the powers vested in the President of the state, as per Article 189 of the Constitution, I today proposed the amendments of 6 constitutional articles: Article 76, 77, 88, 93 and 189, in addition to the annulment of Article 179 of the Constitution, confirming that I am prepared to propose at a later stage to amend the articles as per the recommendations of the Constitutional Committee as required. These amendments, the top priority amendments, aim at streamlining and simplifying requirements of candidacy to the presidency and the term of office to ensure the rotation of power, reinforce the supervision over elections to ensure it is fair and transparent. It also gives the exclusive jurisdiction of judiciary to rule upon the legitimacy and validity of the members of the parliament, and the proposal made to scrap Article 179 of the Constitution, it aims at creating balance between protecting the nation from the perils of terrorists and ensuring the respect of civil rights and obligations of citizens, to clear the way for scrapping the emergency law once stability and security are restored and suitable circumstances are available to lift the emergency law. My fellow countrymen, priority now is to restore confidence among all Egyptians. Confidence and trust in our economy and international reputation. Confidence in that the change and transformation we started can never be reversed. Egypt is braving through hard times where we cannot tolerate for these circumstances to continue. Our economy has suffered losses and damages day by day. It will end up in a situation where the youth who are calling for reform and change be the first victims. The current moment is not relating to my personality, not to Hosni Mubarak. It is now relating to Egypt, the current situation, the future of its generation. All the Egyptians are lying in the same trench, and we should continue engaging in the national dialogue we had started in a friendly atmosphere, without any enmity and distancing from any differences, in order to brave through the current crisis and to restore confidence in our economy, stability and peace to our citizens, and to restore the normal way of life to the Egyptian streets. I have been a youth just like you when I learned the ethics of military, loyalty to the homeland and sacrifice for its sake. I have exhausted my life defending the homeland and its sovereignty. I went to war. I won victories. I lived the days of occupation, and I also lived through the days of victory and liberation of Sinai. It was the happiest day of my life when I lifted the flag of Egypt hoisting over Sinai. I have faced death on many occasions as a pilot and in Addis Ababa. I never reeled under foreign pressures or dictated orders. I safeguarded peace. I worked for the peace, stability and independence and sovereignty of Egypt, worked for its development, for the generation of Egypt. I never sought false power or popularity. I am certain that the majority of the people are aware of who Hosni Mubarak is, and it is I feel pain in my heart for what I hear from some of my countrymen in any event. While I'm fully aware of the crossroad we are at, and based on my firm conviction that Egypt is going through a defining moment in its history, where we are all required to rise above all differences and to put the interests of the nation above all, to put the homeland above all. I have seen that it is required to delegate the powers of and authorities of the president to the vice president as per the constitution. I am fully aware that Egypt will exit this exit. The will of people cannot be dented. Egypt will be back on its feet in absolute by the genuineness and truth of its people. We will not allow others to gloat over us. We will prove, we the Egyptians, our ability to materialize the demands of people by the civilized, conscious dialogue. We will prove that we are not satellite state, followers to others, being dictated orders from others. We shape our own decisions according to the pulse and demands of the people. We will prove all this by the spirit and resolve of the Egyptians, the unity of this people, and our adherence to the pride and dignity of Egypt and its unique eternal identity. It is the foundation of our presence and the essence of our civilization over 7,000 of years. This spirit will live on so long as Egypt and its people. This spirit will live on so long as people and its Egypt. This spirit will live within each one of us, farmer, intellectual, the educated, the elderly, the youth, the children, Muslims and Christians. It will live on in the minds and conscience of us and those who are yet to be born. I say again, I have lived for this nation, safeguarded my responsibility and trust. Egypt will live on, above all persons and above all. Egypt will remain until I hand over the trust and the banner. It is the means and the end. It is the responsibility and the duty. The beginning of my life and the end of it. It is the homeland of birth and death. It will remain a dear, beloved homeland. I will not separate from the soil until I am buried underneath. You will remain honest, proud people, standing with your heads held high in dignity and pride. May God save Egypt, a peaceful country, and may God safeguard its people and guide them to the rightful path. And may peace be upon you all.
Well, that was President Hosni Mubarak there addressing the Egyptian people on state television. A hush came over Tahrir Square as the president began his speech.